years I'd had back pain, but no clue as to the cause. Then I began to walk like I was drunk, lose my balance and even fall. Embarrassing and dangerous. I went to chiropractors, orthopedists, psychiatrists, and neurologists. I was told it may be Parkinson's. Since my father had Parkinson's, that concerned me, but a neurologist could not see anything wrong. Though relieved my symptoms didn't seem to be due to Parkinson's, I was very frustrated and discouraged. Finally, another neurologist did an MRI and discovered I had a tumor growing in my spinal column. It had to come out. I was thankful to finally have the reason for my pain identified, though I was apprehensive about surgery. I asked for the best neurosurgeon around and found a wonderful doctor at Virginia Commonwealth University, about 2 hours from my home. All 3 children came to see me off. Noelle lived near me, but Graham and Windsor lived many hours away. We had a big family dinner the night before, and the next morning my 2 daughters drove me to Richmond, while my son stayed back to do some needed chores at my home. It was a 4-hour surgery, and all went well. Afterward, the girls went home to their families. I was alone and in pain, but well taken care of by the staff at the hospital. I was there for 4 days, then went home. The girls argued their best to have someone come take care of me, but I am stubborn and independent and did not want that. I tried my best before the surgery to put up meals and arrange my kitchen so that I would not have to bend, lift, or twist. A home health care nurse came each day to check on me, as well as physical therapists. I progressed, but between the pain and fatigue, I did not feel well. About a month later, I observed a small swelling at the base of my incision. It grew to the size of an egg. My eldest daughter, Noelle, who is a nurse, took a look at it and didn't like it. I called the doctor the next day. They asked me to send a picture to them, which I did, and they told me to lay flat for 3 days and then call them back. Nothing changed. They told me to stay on my back another 2 days. Still nothing changed. By this time I was unable to keep food down and had a constant pounding headache. I asked Windsor to come take care of me. The doctors determined I had developed a spinal fluid leak. Finally, I was told they'd have to put in a lumbar drain at the hospital. I wasn't at all sure I could make the 2-hour trip. But the next morning the girls drove me back to Richmond. I lay on the back seat with a bucket on the floor just in case. 5 days later I was staring at ceiling tiles, waiting for the nurse to bring me fresh ice water. My condition still hadn't changed. I was very discouraged. Because my girls lived hours away from the hospital, they couldn't visit regularly. I'd been unable to read because of the headaches. So I'd watched endless news about the upcoming election, and, of course, I prayed. I'd been so lonely. Late that morning, the doctors came into my room and told me the surgery would have to be redone. The dura around my spinal column was fragile to begin with, due to my age, and apparently the stitching had not been able to hold. They would restitch and glue the dura for a stronger hold. The next morning I'd be back in surgery. My children could not leave their homes and jobs on such short notice, so I was alone to face this surgery. They would await a phone call telling them all was well. As I lay in bed that afternoon, waiting for the next day's surgery, I thought a lot about loneliness. In my lifetime, I'd waged some serious battles with it. I had the emotional scars to remind me how hard those battles had been. And by this point in my life, I knew enough about loneliness to know that it is a formidable foe, one to be taken seriously, one that requires an intentional battle plan and strong weapons to fight, lest that loneliness take root in my soul and grow, spilling over into my overall well-being. For loneliness, unchallenged, has the power to eat away at our emotional, spiritual, and physical health. It was time to get serious about addressing this challenge, because I knew that after my surgery,